Well, hello, I am Kristen Repsa. I'm the children's director here at Buffalo Free Church, and this is Emma Harrington. She is my helper this morning, and it's her birthday, so that's how we chose her. Yes. Woo. We jumped ahead. Hold on. We got to go forward one. There we go. There we go. All right. So kids, first, before we start, at the beginning, Braxton had us do a call and response. He said, "He is risen." And everybody responded with, "He is risen indeed." So first, I want to explain that the word indeed is like, yes, I'm confirming that he is risen. So today, when we say that, you can use it as a greeting. So if you hear someone say, "He is risen," even when you're out in the commons, you can turn and say, "He is risen indeed." Like, yes, I know he is risen. And you can be excited about it. And if you want to, you can say that to people as a greeting. So if someone walks by you and, you can say hello or good morning, but you could also say to them, "He is risen." And many times they'll turn and they'll say it back to you, "He is risen indeed." It's just a fun thing, a traditional thing that we say on Easter to confirm that, yes, Jesus has risen for us. Okay, so we're going to start with our talk now. So I have a basket full of Easter eggs, but they're not full of candy. They are full of different things that happen during Holy Week. We're not talking only about Resurrection Sunday here. We're starting back last Sunday. So many of you were a part of our Palm parade that we did, and you got to rejoice up here. So we're starting from that day right now. So Emma, could you find egg number 1, which is a yellow one, and can you tell me what's inside of it?
Palm leaves.
Palm leaves. Can you hold them up? I know they're really little. You can't really see them. They're all bent up because they were inside an egg. So I have it up here so you can see what the word is that I said. So last Sunday, Jesus went to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. He rode into Jerusalem on a young donkey. A large crowd spread their coats and palm branches on the road as he was coming down the road. The road then would have been dirt, and so that kept his feet clean. He was someone they were praising as he was coming. And people shouted, do you guys remember what he shouted? Hosanna! They yelled, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" Put that one down, and can you find the pink number 2? That's fine. What is in it?
Money.
Yes. What color is the money?
Silver.
It is silver. So resurrection egg number 2 represents 30 pieces of silver. Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, one of Jesus's really close people, went to the chief priests to betray Jesus. The officials gave Judas 30 pieces of silver. That's it. I mean, that's a lot of money back then, but it only took money for Judas to betray Jesus. Can you find the blue number 3?
Towel.
It is a towel. So number 3 is a towel. During the Passover meal, which is the meal that he ate with his 12 disciples, Jesus got up, took off the outer layer of his clothing, because they wore layers back then, different than we do now. He wrapped a towel around his waist, much bigger than this little piece of towel right there. He poured a large bowl of water, and he began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that he had wrapped around himself. So now, can you pick number 4, which is going to be a green one?
Bread and wine.
So she's reading the screen. It's a communion cup that I put some red in. So it's a communion cup, but also known as bread and wine, yes. So number 4 is when Jesus was eating the Passover meal with his 12 disciples, he took bread, he gave thanks, and he broke it. He gave it to his disciples, saying, "This is my body given to you. Do this in remembrance of me," just like what we say when we do communion on our first Sunday. In the same way, it's okay, you can put it in there. Jesus took the cup and said, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." They all ate the bread, and they all drank from that cup. Can you find number 5, which is, oh, you already got it.
A plant.
It looks like a plant. It's an olive tree. It's a picture of an olive tree. So, number 5 is the garden. So, yes, I have flowers up there, but I'm sure this garden was not only full of flowers. I'm sure it was full of trees or olive trees, especially since it was over in the Middle East area. So after Passover meal, Jesus went with his disciples to the garden to pray. Number 6, yep.
Rope.
Yes, number 6 is rope. When Jesus had finished praying in the garden, Judas came to the garden with some soldiers and officials. The chief priests and the Pharisees had sent them. They carried torches, lanterns, and weapons. They arrested Jesus and they tied him up. Number 7's yellow. Yep.
Thorn.
So this is a little piece of thorn. I took it off of a rose, but they made a crown that was made of thorns. Thorns are really sharp. They hurt. They'll pierce your skin. If you touch it, it's like getting a little sliver that hurts really bad. But imagine having a whole crown of them on your head, being pressed into your skin, and how painful that could be. So the soldiers took off Jesus' clothes and put a purple robe on him. They twisted thorns together and made a crown and placed it on his head. They spit on him, they hit him repeatedly on his head, and they pretended to worship him. Not really, they pretended, because he was the king of the Jews.
Cross.
It's a cross, a really tiny one. His cross was way bigger, and he had to carry it through the streets with him. After they finished mocking Jesus, the soldiers took Jesus to the place called Golgotha, and they nailed him on the cross. So number 9. Yep.
Spear.
Does it look like a spear? I made it. Number 9 is a spear. After Jesus' crucifixion, one of the soldiers used a spear and stuck it up into Jesus' side before his body was taken off the cross.
Cloth.
Okay, it's this cloth. Oop, I went past it. It's a strip of linen. So a man named Joseph approached Pilate to ask for the body of Jesus. He wrapped the body in spices and strips of linen and placed him in a new tomb cut out of rock.
Rock.
It's a heavy rock. It's small, but it's heavy. They then placed Jesus in that tomb. They rolled a large stone in front of the entrance and went away. Later, the Pharisees put some seal on that stone and posted guards there. And now our final egg, a golden egg. What is in that?
Nothing.
Nothing is in that egg. Our final egg is empty because Jesus wasn't there. On the third day after Jesus' crucifixion, the women brought spices to the tomb to anoint Jesus' body. But they saw the stone in front of Jesus' tomb had been rolled away, and the body of Jesus was not there. The angel told them, Jesus is not here, for he has risen, just as he said. So kids, we're going to say it one more time. He is risen. Awesome. Thank you.